Hi Gemini parents, welcome to your reading for July 2023. Just gonna shuffle the cards first. I hope your July is off to a great start. Looks like we already have to jump off talking about that full moon coming in Capricorn at the beginning of the month. I just got the death card that just popped out at me along with the King of Cups, and like I said in Taurus video, the King of Cups, I swear it's just non-stop coming up. And what I really feel like it's connecting to, especially with parents, is the importance of emotional regulation, because I don't think it's discussed enough that how important it is to teach emotional regulation, and not only teach it, but how important certain parts of our childhood are connected to what we do and don't do. And I mean, routine is a big part of that. You know, what we eat, when we eat, what we drink. And so I really feel like emotional regulation is going to be really highlighted in the coming years. I mean, we can see it all around us. People, you know, adults who do not have any sense of emotional regulation. And why it is so, let's see, look at Hi. He keeps popping up. See, I really feel like there's going to be a lot. My Lord, I'm not kidding. He just popped up again. So let's really focus on emotional regulation this month, Gemini, especially because you are an air sign. Your energy is going to be so easy to pick up all the chaos, because part of that super full moon in Capricorn is all of the old foundations crumbling, and with that comes in the new. But before the new, I mean, it's happening at the same time, so we can't focus on the old that's crumbling. We have to focus and shift into the new energy that's coming in, because air signs are going to be really easy to pick up on that, because so much of it is connected to what we're seeing on social media. And that social media, you know, it's targeted, and you're gonna see what they want you to see. So it's really important that we disconnect as much as we can from that global community energy, because you're really gonna suck in that energy that is shifting out, and it might be hard to tune out if we are too much connected to that kind of communication. And you know, we're really going to have some discernment on what we allow to come into our energy field and into our thoughts, and to have faith that we are on the right path. All right, so let's see what your energy is for the month of July 2023. All right, so the main theme for the month of July is the moon. So that's what I was saying, that I really think your energy is really going to be connected to that super full moon at the beginning of July. So I recommend checking out Pam Gregory. She has an amazing astrology breakdown of this full moon and the choices we have to make on where we're going to put our energy. I highly recommend that for you, Geminis, because I really feel like this is going to affect your energy a lot for the month of July. And also pay attention to your dreams too, because your dreams might illuminate anything that needs to be purged, because along with the institutions and foundations are crumbling, that's also old beliefs that we have, and that could be attached to our childhood, and you know, some wounds that need to be healed, because the last thing we want to do is continue that generational trauma that we have onto our kids, because we got to break the cycle. And I really feel that this generation of parents that are here right now, it's our mission to break those generational cycles once and for all. And you know, it's a heavy load to take on, but As I always say, parenting is a time to reparent ourselves. So when we make mistakes, we learn from our mistakes. And, you know, we need to remember that we can talk to our kids honestly, and they can be part of that healing journey too. So right now, we really need to focus on our resources and being super grateful and thankful for what we already have, and to not have any fear or negativity with it. Really appreciate your roots and your resources. And so going back to what I said too about any generational trauma, this might be hard to take, but appreciating your roots, even the bad, because even those bad aspects have led you to where you are, and it's never too late to heal any negative attachments that we have to the past or to our childhood. There's a great exercise where you can meditate, and I can't remember it on TikTok. If I find it, I'll share it on Instagram, Modern Raven Tarot. But this person goes through this guided meditation where you connect to your childhood self at, I think 6 years old, and you as the adult coming in and, kind of rescuing that child. And it's even those attachments, really reflecting and connecting on, especially triggers too when it comes to parenting. What are your triggers? But really focus on being grateful, because at the end of the day, again, you're teaching your kids how they respond to their roots and their resources. And it's a lot of work, but you know what? It's worth it. And so, like I said, stay less focused on the outside world and more focused on your internal bliss and joy and high vibration, because that's what you want to connect with your kids to as well. And right now, your relationships for July are going to be in a really good spot. So whenever this energy from that full moon, if it does become possibly too much, really focus on your family, and if you have a significant other too, and just focus on that positive energy. And if anything does arise, focus on some times where you've really felt connected to your family and your significant other. All right, so the Page of Coins in this position, I always connect the pages to specifically our children. And so this is saying that you tend to deal with situations realistically, but right now, I know this might sound weird, but we need to connect less to the rigid structural aspect and more just on being a kid and letting our kids be kids, because this isn't what you need less of. And generally, the Page of Coins tells us to deal with issues realistically. So at this time, we really need to let go of that. And like I said, with those foundations and that Capricorn top-down energy crumbling, that is probably why this card is coming up for you, is because it might be scary seeing all that crumble. So definitely time to have some fun. I know Taurus, they were told too that, actually, Aries too, now that I think about it, it's really time to let loose and have some fun and connect to our inner child when we're connecting to our children, because we only live once, and with the chaos, you instead of living in fear, we just gotta say, expletive it and just enjoy life, because we need to have that. So in what you can change right now is the Hangman or the Hanging Man. And like I said, letting go and, rethinking your perspective. Definitely try and look at things from a new perspective in any way you can. I recommend tapping. So if you're stuck on a specific negative attachment or energy that you just can't get rid of, try tapping, because it can really help you shift your perspective. And also instead of seeing this, you know, as being stuck, or, you know, because you could look at this and be like, oh, well, he's stuck there. But it's a time to shift perspective. Those times of stillness and just feeling like nothing's going anywhere is when you're meant to sit down with your thoughts. And, you know, Gemini, you're clearly connected to communication in your thoughts, and you might have 5 of them going on at once. But really focus on all of them, write all of them down, sit down, and every thought that comes in your head, get out your journal and write them all down and see what you can do to clear any negative attachments there, because the Hangman is here to tell you it is time to just stop. And it's hard for Gemini. Gemini wants to just go, 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 go all the time, but you need to sit there with your thoughts sometimes and really do the work that can help shift any stagnant energy that might be there. Okay, and you also have the Knight of Coins. And I'm sorry, not Knight of Coins, Nine of Cups, Knight of Cups. So being in touch with your deepest motivations is important right now, and to be introspective. So like I said, having these 2 cards connected together right now, it's saying it's time to connect to your subconscious. So there might be something from our childhood that's really weighing on us in July. And again, it's Cancer season, so we're going to have a lot of connections to our emotions. And from this reading, it looks like this connection is related to our feelings with finances connected to some subconscious childhood issues. And so it's time to cleanse that stuff and get rid of it, because it's really preventing you from shedding any attachments that you just feel like you can't get rid of. So yeah, there's a lot of deep-rooted stuff to work on. But again, you're not going to do that unless you allow yourself to do this. And self-sabotage to keep your plate busy and or keep your plate full and stay busy and all these fun things. But you know, it's time to connect to that inner child and, you know, see what this inner child can show you that might be blocking you in some way. Okay, and if I feel like too, you know, if we really don't utilize it, what I'm really getting is brushing off this work, because in the outcome is the 5 of Cups. And the 5 of Cups is that victimhood card of feeling left out in the cold emotionally and at times financially. It can signal regret and sorry, my camera just started moving. Disappointments. And so we really need to accept what happened. So like I mention Pam Gregory all the time, but she's saying how this new energy coming in, we really have to align with being co-creators in the universe and not victims. And so it actually is comforting to stay attached to victimhood, because a lot of that is attached to our inner child, and we don't want to, you know, let go of our inner child, and we don't have to. And so that's the thing, is even if we were victims in our child, and like I said, this exercise where you go and you save your childhood self, and you take yourself by the hand and give yourself a hug and say that you're there to protect yourself, it's so healing. And I can say that because I did it. And yeah, it's really hard to break free from that, but, you know, really important to focus on. Like, if you do feel this month in this position, pay attention to seeing this card. You know, if this feeling comes up, it's important to shift that energy and rise above it, because that victim energy is going to be really prominent the next couple of years, and it's in everyone's best interest to shift from that and become co-creators. So let's see what past life energy is connected to the energy for the month of July for Gemini. Also, too, the Moon card is connected to Pisces and Cancer. So if that energy resonates with you in relation to any subconscious negative energy, especially connected to our roots and resources, pay close attention to that. But yeah, really just really being grateful and thankful for what you have and enjoying what you have. Enjoying time with your family. Enjoying time with your family like a child, you know. I mean, go back to what you like to do as a kid. I mean, do you do that with your kids? That's a great question to ask. You know, I just started thinking about that. I'm a Gemini moon and rising, so I mean, and I tell everybody, you know, watch your sun, moon, and rising. And yeah, I have to ask myself that, you know, I do when I'm playing dolls with my daughter or pretend, but then it's like, man, what did I like to do in the summer? What can I do with her in the summer that I used to like doing in the summer? All right, let's see what past life energy can help you with your situation for the month of July. Okay, you got wisdom. Oh, and look, so I was just talking about playing pretend, and look at that beautiful unicorn there. So the wisdom card indicates that you have a tremendous wisdom and knowledge from prior lifetimes that seek to resurface now. Even if you've never thought of yourself as particularly wise, this card indicates that you learned important lessons and information that will serve you and others if it is reawakened now. So this is just further emphasizing why this hanging man energy is so important for you to focus on this month, and in unlocking all of this wisdom you have from a past life, because I feel like that information is going to come in pretty rapidly too. So this is something that you should be working on as much as you can, like daily if you can, in the month of July, because I think it's going to answer a lot of questions. And if you're feeling stuck, how you can shift that energy, or even a new business or some, you know, way, a hobby to monetize. So this card can indicate that it's time for you to return to school or seek additional education of some sort. This may even be a sign that you're changing a career path and you're reemerging with knowledge that is guiding you toward work that is more meaningful. This card asks you to believe in yourself and know that you have what it takes to tackle a career related to your truest intentions and passions. So also too, paying attention to those dreams to connect to that. And yeah, I mean, if there, whatever comes from your dream work and from sitting and really focusing on just letting those thoughts just flood. And again, stay off social media, stay off of the communication, the air communication, because it's going to be just muffled with so much. So it's really important to stay centered to your subconscious, you know, what it's trying to say. And again, taking life less seriously, go have some fun with your kids, and that's really gonna get rid of any of that gunky energy that's stuck on you right now. Okay, so I'm also gonna pull a crystal. Actually, before I do that, let's see what question you can contemplate this month. Yeah, that just affirmed to me having fun with our kids is really important this month. And just simple fun. Doesn't have to be anything too serious. All right, let's see. Oh, lovely. So this question is asking, what is my gift to the world? So remember what I just said about this wisdom card. So there is something, some really deep knowledge that you have gained from a past life. And again, past life doesn't have to be a different lifetime. It could be your life before being a parent. And so there's some wisdom connected that you can share with the world, that is a gift to the world, that is going to really help people. So again, take that time to be still. I know it's so hard for you, Gemini, to be still, but be still and sit with your thoughts and really meditate on that so that we don't wind up in this situation at the end of the month. Okay, now I'm going to pull a crystal card and see what crystal can help Geminis sit still, be still with their thoughts, have alone time, connect to any deep-rooted fears and release them. What crystal is going to help Gemini shift that energy? All right, lovely. So your crystal for the month of July is aquamarine, which is simplification. So again, simply take time to sit with your thoughts. If you can pick up some aquamarine, and while you are embracing this hanged man energy, to connect to finding, you know, what it is that is your gift to the world and manifesting that, have some aquamarine and put it in your hand, wear it on some jewelry, but just try and get yourself a piece of that and hold on to that and be still and let those thoughts come to you. And again, write them down. If you don't want to write them down, have your phone next to you and have your voice recorder ready, and just have your voice recorder on and just speak it. You know, you're great communicators. Communicate with yourself right now in July and really connect to that, because again, we want our kids to see us as we wanted to be as children, and you have a lot to give to the world, and you just might be a little scattered at this time. So one last clarifying card that's going to help Gemini for July 2022. I'm sorry, not 2022, 2023. Don't even know. Don't even know what year it is right now. Alrighty. So one last clarifying card. 5 of Wands. All right. So again, the 5 of Wands is conflict, but I always see this conflict as being internal. And again, Gemini, your communication, it's just constant, and there's so much communication within your head, and you know, you might not even realize how much negative thoughts come in or negative spins on things. And just again, that our kids see how we communicate with others and ourselves. So yeah, just choose your battles wisely, and that means with yourself too. And again, don't fight taking this energy and connecting to those emotions that we don't want to face. And again, we don't want to wind up feeling like the victim anymore. You're not the victim. So get rid of that energy and clear it so that August can be a great month, because again, that full moon Capricorn energy, that you don't want to be the tower, you want to be the lightning bolt of change that's coming in. So make peace with whatever energy is stuck on you, and have an amazing and fun July 2023.